right, on this episode of Bible Blueprint of the Old Testament, we are looking at First Samuel. Now, First Samuel is ninth in order of the Old Testament. There are 31 chapters in First Samuel, and the type of book it is history. An overview on First Samuel. The book of First Samuel records Israel's history from the birth of the prophet Samuel up through David's trials before he became king. It ends with the death of King Saul, which opens the door for David to ascend to the throne. The biography of Samuel, story of David and Goliath, and the biography of King Saul are included. It was written around 900 BC. The time periods covered are 1150 BC to 1000 BC, and the author is Samuel, Nathan, Gad, and an unknown scribe who serves as compiler. Now, there are four sections in the book of First Samuel. Number one, the birth and life of Samuel through the final judge. We see this in verses 1 through 8. Hannah prays for a child and is blessed with Samuel. She dedicates him to the Lord, and Samuel is brought up by priests. He is called by the Lord and ministers to Israel. Israel asks for a king instead of judges. Samuel warns of the nature of kings, and the Lord consents to give Israel a king. Number two, Saul becomes king. We see this in chapters 9 through 16. Saul is anointed king. Saul is blessed as king, but eventually loses power as he forgets to follow the commandments of the Lord. Because of Saul's wickedness, David is anointed to become the next king, years before he actually assumes power. The third section is King Saul continues to reign and David flees. We see this in chapters 17 through 27. David slays Goliath and is honored by the people. Saul becomes very jealous and tries to kill David. David then flees for a period of 7 years, and although he has the opportunity to kill Saul twice, he refuses. The prophet Samuel dies. And in section 4, the death of King Saul. We see this in chapters 28 through 31. Saul contacts the witch of Endor, who serves as a medium to contact the dead Samuel. She foretells of Saul's death and the defeat of Israel by the Philistines. Saul dies in battle as predicted, along with his 2 sons. All right, that brings us to the end of our overview of the book of 1 Samuel. That's all for now. God bless.